The song is I'm Still Standing. More than standing, Elton John is thriving. Well into his fourth decade as a superstar. He has won Oscars, Grammys, and Tonys. He's sold 35 gold and 25 platinum albums. No wonder he's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame legend. What's left to conquer? Las Vegas, of course. Hail Caesar, hail Caesar's Palace, where Elton John has now moved a red piano onto the stage of the Coliseum Theater to rave reviews. He will play 75 shows here over the next 3 years for a reported $50 million. Not bad for little Reginald Dwight of Middlesex, England, whose talent was obvious by the age of 4. As a teenager, he joined a band, played in pubs, and starved. He changed his name to Elton John in 1967, and in a gamble he says could rival any Vegas roll of the dice, he answered an ad to be a songwriter. He was paired with lyricist Bernie Taupin, and together they created rock and roll magic. The words were Taupin's, but we heard and watched Elton. Boy, oh boy, did we watch. It wasn't just his eyeglasses and wigs that were larger than life. His outrageous choices fueled the act and the image, but out-of-control behavior offstage led to drug and alcohol addictions that would take him years to kick. We first talked 10 years ago at Elton's home in England about how he managed to turn his life around.
Prophetic words. I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. I wasn't when I wrote it, but I soon was afterwards.
You talked about the day it changed with someone you cared about. It's an awful big, change in one day.
Somebody that I was in a relationship with from America. He said that I was a drug addict, that I was an alcoholic, that I was bulimic, I was a liar. And I sat there and I was trembling and I cried and I said, yeah, you're right. I'll go, I'll get help.
Newly clean and sober, 10 years ago. How is this Elton I'm talking to today different from that fellow I met 10 years ago?
I think I'm much more wise. I think there's a lot happened in, now it's 13 years, 13 and a half years sober and clean. Which I've now got a relationship with someone for over 10 years.
David Furnish?
With David Furnish.
Nice man.
Yeah, great man, and very good for me.
Elton and 41-year-old David Furnish, a former advertising executive, now a filmmaker, met at a dinner party in 1993 and have been together ever since.
It's a 50-50 relationship. I'm happier now than I even was when I saw you last. My sobriety has brought me everything that I could possibly wish for.
You know, you talk about David Furnish with great affection and respect. And we have a major issue now in this country, and probably in yours, and that's the business of gay marriage, of people being allowed to be married legally,
yes,
to men, to women. What do you feel about that?
Well, I think it is a hot potato. David and I have lived together 10 years, 10 and a half, nearly. If I died tomorrow and I have a will that leaves something, more or less everything to David, my family could come in and contest it. And I've seen it happen to so many gay couples. In England, the Civil Liberties Act is coming in where David and I will be able to go and register as a couple, and we will have the same rights. I don't want to get married. It's not my choice. That's an individual thing. But I think people have the right, as gay or straight or whatever, if they live with people, to be protected, to protect their other half.
In 1998 came a prestigious honor for a British citizen. I realize I should call you Sir Elton.
Oh, well, that...
You were knighted by the Queen. What was it like? What did she say? Does she listen to your music?
I don't think she listens to the music.
She didn't say, Elton, my favorite song is...
No. She always goes, are you busy? And I went, yes, ma'am, I'm off to Australia. How lovely. Next. They announced my name in the wrong way. They said, Sir John Elton. Anyone can make a mistake, but it was funny.
You've gone through a great deal of tragedy in recent years. I mean, people so close to you who have passed away, the designer Gianni Versace and, of course, Princess Diana. When their friend, designer Gianni Versace, was gunned down in Miami in 1997, Princess Diana was at Elton's side at the funeral. It was less than 2 months later that Diana died in a Paris crash. Candle in the Wind, originally written as an elegy to Marilyn Monroe, became a heartfelt tribute at Diana's funeral with a touching new lyric.
Goodbye, England's rose, may you ever grow in our hearts. You were the great place to set us where lives were torn apart.
You have said that you will never play those lyrics again.
The only time I will ever sing those lyrics again is if I am asked personally by her sons, and I think the chance of that would probably be 1,000,000,000 to 1 against.
I remember when we talked in 1994, you said that Michael Jackson had come and stayed with you in secret. Nobody knew.
No, he stayed at my manager's house, which was near to me, but he'd come over to have lunch and spend the day at my house when he was rehabilitating from pain pills or whatever or something.
People didn't know then that he was on drugs.
No, he was in a terrible state.
And did you help him get better?
No, because the only person that can help you get better is yourself. He was such a big star at that time. He couldn't have gone into a rehab or something like that. It would have been impossible. It was like a circus.
At that time, Michael Jackson had settled. There had been an accusation that he had molested a child and he had settled. And you said that if you were innocent, you would never have settled.
Never settle. Your pride and your honor is at stake. No, I would never settle anything like that. I'd always want to prove my innocence. And I did so with the Sun newspaper in England. I went through 2 years of hell, practically, with the top tabloid newspaper in England, which sullied my name across the front page with sordid stories.
Trying to prove what?
That I slept with underage boys and I gave them drugs. I mean, I won £1 million from, and the front page of Polity. That was the thing I wanted most. But it took, 1.5 years to 2 years of my life, which was hell.
You said it cost you a lot of money. There were also all kinds of rumors that you were going bankrupt, that you had no money.
The rumors were out there. They weren't true. I live pretty high to the hog, but, I still have a lot of money. I have a lot of...
I don't have to worry about you, right?
You don't have to worry about me. I have my publishing, Barbara. I mean, that's, that's my nest egg, and I have a wonderful life. And I have 5 homes full of beautiful art. I'm solvent. I'm very healthy. I'm getting paid a fortune here. You don't have to worry about me. I know you do.
I do, and I would. Do you worry about fame? I mean, you saw both Gianni Versace and Princess Diana, some say both killed because of fame. Do you worry about it yourself when you're so famous?
I don't really relish my fame that much anymore. I mean, I used to like it when I was younger, but now I find it more of a pain. It's a young man's game.
You may not believe it, but I don't believe in miracles anymore.
The idea that fame isn't all it's cracked up to be is conveyed by a young Justin Timberlake lip-syncing to Elton in a video for his last album. The images suggest the emptiness of stardom. But it is Elton's fame that has helped raise over $25 million for the Elton John AIDS Foundation through events like his annual Oscar Night Gala. Again, at this year's party, David Furnish was at his side. David has talked about wanting to adopt a child.
Yeah. We've talked about it. We talked about it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah?
If I was 15 years younger, maybe.
Yeah? Are you worried about getting older? 57 these days is very young.
I'm quite proud of getting older and still being able to do shows like this.
The Elton empire continues to roll along. He plans a new album, more concerts, and 2 stage musicals to add to his long-running Broadway hits, Aida and The Lion King. One is based on the movie Billy Elliot. A second, called The Vampire Lestat, is based on the books of Anne Rice. Why does your music endure when so many others come and go?
It's all down to the songs. It's really, if you write a good song, the song will endure forever.
It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside.
10 years ago, Elton played one of his timeless tunes for me.
Easily hide. I get to this next line and I always burst. I secretly laugh inside. I don't have much money. Times have changed.
Boy, if I did.
And now, a decade later, he played it again on his red piano.
We both could live.
Its title is Your Song, but I'm starting to think of it as my song.
But then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift and my song, and this one's for you.